What a doozy, boy crew. Today we're here with another live stream for you guys. Today we're discussing another transfer news topic. We're discussing Lukaku looking to leave, Kounde done deal, Ousmane Dembele, who else we got? Gnabry, Mane. We got so much to talk about, guys. So make sure to stay tuned for that, guys. Let's roll the intro. Let's make sure everyone gets in before we say the important news that I have for you guys today. So let's get into it now. Let's go. And we're back, guys, here with another live stream for you guys. So I hope everyone's having a good day today. Obviously, it's another day, another transfer news, but today's the first official day where Chelsea have been overtaken by the new ownership of Todd Boehly, and Roman Abramovich has officially left Chelsea as of today. So before we get into it, guys, I want to make sure to do go follow my Twitter if you haven't already, guys. Let's hit 600 followers by the end of the week if we can, guys. So do make sure to go follow if you haven't already. If you want to message me at any point, whatever, blah, blah, blah. It's all there, guys. So do go and follow me there now, and make sure to do share it and to your friends, retweet it, and all that good stuff as well. But appreciate everyone joining here today, guys. And obviously, we got a lot of news to discuss today. But obviously, the main one is, not more transfer news. It's more obviously admin news, where it's like now Todd Boehly has officially taken over Chelsea. They've officially got the bid taken through. The money's been sent. The money's been handled. Chelsea said their statement as per here. They've said their consortium statement here that, and we'll actually open it for you guys. They said the consortium led by Todd Boehly and Clear Lay Capital completes acquisition of Chelsea Football Club. So it is a final done deal, and now we have some clarity that we can go in the transfer window and make signings. Because the deadline day, guys, was the 31st of May, so they did it on the 31st of May. So it was it was a bit no, sorry, they did it on the 30th for them. That's right, it was on the 30th for people in UK. But it was quite shaky because we didn't know. We knew it was going to be done, but we didn't know when it was going to be done. I think I made a video back in March saying that Tobo, who was the new owner of Chelsea. So I said it back in March and April, May. It's only been 3 months since I've said that, and now we're finally getting taken over 2.5 months later. So it's finally happening. We're finally getting taken over. Now it's no excuse for us to go in this transfer window and not make any signings. So we have to go in the transfer window and make signings. Now I don't want us to be like we were last season, because last season we were interested FC. We were monitoring FC. We were 48 hours FC. We were just waiting and waiting for something to happen, and we didn't really get anything done. Guys, remember, we only made 2 signings, 1 official player and 1 loanee player. In August, yeah. So we didn't do anything big, nothing special, and it was quite disappointing how we didn't do anything. So we come in this new window now with high hopes, because we are linked to a lot of people. Again, last season we were linked to a lot of people as well. If you guys don't remember, like every week we were just interested in this and this and this, because we were supposed to start our rebuild soon. Like we all had that. We all kind of had that theory. Let's get rid of this dead wood and then let's start buying in some players and recycling. Getting rid of the bad ones, bringing in some new good ones. And we never really started that last season, but now we're finally starting our official rebuild. We've already got rid of Christensen, Rudiger. We're looking Barkley's contracts. Sorry, Drinkwater's contracts ended. Now we're looking to get rid of Alonso, Aspi. Now we're gonna start getting rid of Barkley, Loftus-Cheek, and all these other players as well, so we can bring in new players. Because let's talk hypothetically. As I've always said, guys, we need to bring in 5 to 6 players, remove 7 to 9 players. That's how it should be working this summer. Let's see if that happens. But we got big up to Oli Paul in the house. Big up Oli Paul. Hope you're well, man. If you are new and if you haven't already, do make sure to like, subscribe, share the stream as well. How many likes are we on, guys? I think I created the stream quite early, so we should already be on 10 likes. Notification didn't go out, of course. YouTube trying to stop me over again. We're on 8 likes, guys. We've got 5 people in here. I want everyone right now, smash the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, because it does help me a lot. It helps me grow, helps the community grow, helps me give more information to you as well. But that's it, guys. That's the takeover. Finally, we've gotten the takeover done. Now let's get into some transfer news. We got Newsflash saying finally 8 likes. I appreciate Newsflash for joining, mate. Newsflash, let me know how you've been today. How's your day going? And if you haven't already, do like, subscribe. And big up to Matthew Lee Benjamin as usual. Appreciate you, Matthew Lee Benjamin, for joining me today as well. I hope you're well too. 366 subs, so that's good. Hopefully we can hit 400 by next month. I don't really go for we've been growing quite fast. So as you guys know, guys, I've had this how long? When did I create this channel? Really, I created it on the 2nd of March, and I only streamed once every week. So we're growing quite quickly, guys. If I streamed every day, I think I'll be on 4K already by now. But I can't do that, unfortunately. And we got Kevin in the house. Big up to Kevin. Hope you're well, Kevin, as well. You joined at a perfect time because we're just starting transfer news now, guys. So make sure sit back, relax, and let's dive into this transfer news. So we've got the first story today. Koulibaly. Now, his agent came out and said he's the president of Napoli came out and said a couple of days ago, and he kind of not threatened him, but he kind of called him out. He said if he loves Napoli, if he loves where he lives, he will stay. But if he wants more money, he will go somewhere else. So he's kind of saying that Koulibaly will leave Napoli just because of more money, which is very false. So that was actually very surprising by the Napoli president there. But Simon Phillips came out and said the majority of sources believe Koulibaly will be available for around 30 million this summer. Chelsea have had positive talks with his agent, and he's keen on moving to the Premier League. Now that's some great news, guys, because we obviously need Koulibaly. We're already moving out Rudiger, who's one of our, as we say, more intense players and leaders in our team. And I think Koulibaly will be more of a Thiago Silva replacement because for me, Thiago Silva is not going to be a starting player next season. He's going to be very rotational. We can't afford to have him for 36 games. I think max he plays 20 games next season out of the 45 we play. Because he's going to probably go into the World Cup as well. So he would want to be rested for that. That's if he gets caught up. I wonder if he gets caught up. And yeah, there'll be a lot going on. Newsflash is 400 subs by middle of June. Hopefully we can get that. I think we were on 340 last week, so we've gone up 20 subs in a week, which is quite quick. So hopefully we can get that next. Remember, this is Koulibaly. So this is a Napoli centre back. He's a captain for obviously. I don't think he's official captain. I think he's probably wife or something. I'm not sure if he's official, but he's a centre back for Napoli, and I think he's going to be highly linked to Chelsea. I think we bring him in. Be able to Tobago, guys. I have a question for all Chelsea fans. Let the question be heard. Put in the chat. I'll read it out. Let's see what the question is. But on Koulibaly, guys, let me know your thoughts. If you would want Koulibaly at Chelsea, because for me, I think it's a great signing. I think 30 million. He's 31. I think I always forget how old he is. I get confused with him and Koulibaly. I've been looking at ages recently. He's 30. Yeah, he's 30. He's 30. He's kind of entering more of his older prime. So he's entering, where the age where you tend to get now a bit more older. So it's great. We need someone who has experience. He's been playing in Serie A for his whole career. Now, the only thing I'm very hesitant in, why is this chat like that? Ooh. The only thing I'm very hesitant in is the factor that he has been noticed by a lot of clubs for a long time. Since 2016, he's been in the news. Manchester United wanted him. Liverpool wanted him. I think one time we were looking at him back in 2018. We were linked to him. Liverpool were highly linked to him. He was as the next person to Van Dijk. But no one ever bought him because he was highly priced at 80 million for a long, long time. Now he's being dropped to 30. Now we can look at it in two ways. Is this a good thing that he's been dropped high, his wages have been dropped, or his price tag has been dropped? Or is this a bad thing, stating that he's not worth that 80 million price tag like he was? For me, I think this is a factor of both at the same time because, we had the same thing with Ziyech. No one wanted Ziyech for 3-4 years. And again, I think West Ham were interested in Ziyech, Arsenal were interested, everyone was interested in Ziyech back in the day, but it took us 3-4 years for then us to finally make a move for him. So, and then we all kind of look at Ziyech now. But I'm not comparing, again, Ziyech and Koulibaly, obviously two different players, but that is a factor for me. I'm not going to look at that too heavily. I think the 30 million price tag is a great tag for him. It's super, super cheap. And bringing in someone who has qualities to him. He's not just a defender. He doesn't just provide stuff on the pitch. He provides leadership, urgency, captaincy. That's what we need in players as well. And for 30 million, that's an absolute bargain. So for me, I think Kounde, Koulibaly, first ones should be our first defenders to bring in with Cucurella too. Why do we go for a striker next summer and end up getting Lukaku? Why did we go for a striker next summer? Why did we go for a striker next summer and ended up with Lukaku? I mean, last summer, well, That's on the board there. I mean, now obviously we'll get into the Lukaku news in a second, so we'll leave it for there. Yeah, Man City also wanted. Everyone really wanted him. Like everyone, but obviously the price tag was always 80 million. I think it was Haaland or Lukaku, but he was keen on City talks. I think this is Haaland. If it's Haaland, yeah, Haaland's gone to City. We know that. I want Koulibaly last summer. Yeah, so if you're talking about last summer, Lukaku, because we could never get Haaland. I think he was too much. Minarola wanted too much. It was just a bit of a shame. And then we didn't want to spend that money for an old Lewandowski, so we went for Lukaku, which I always said I wanted Haaland, but like I was never like, yeah, you give me Haaland, give me Haaland. I was like, yeah, I think Haaland would be the best option. But we went for Lukaku. I was never happy at start. Then he kind of got confirmed. I was like, he's here. We have to support him now. I was optimistic. It didn't work out. For me, if he stays, I'm not going to be upset. I'm going to, because realistically, we sign players, they don't leave normally, and we ended up having him for another season. So I'm not going to be upset if he stays. I will give him possibly, if he stays, I'll be optimistic again. I'll give him another chance, see how he plays, maybe with Ousmane Dembele or someone more creative. But my main instinct would be to sell him. Because his Havertz when he goes season, we couldn't get Haaland, Kane, Lewandowski, so Lukaku was Lukaku was the only one left, so we kind of went for him. And yeah, because Werner wasn't doing his job, So that's for me. That's like another instinct of why we had to sell. That's why again for me, Werner has to go 100%. Like we tried to make Werner work. We gave him £100 million striker to work with, and he still couldn't work with him. And that's for me again another factor why Werner has to be the first one to go there. But let's wrap up Koulibaly. I think Koulibaly, fantastic player. I would 100% get him. It's just a matter of, I think the problem is he's keen on it. I think it's more if Napoli want to get rid of him. That's how it's the same thing with Kounde last season, and I hope it's not the same thing. I hope it's we wanted him, the player wants to move, but it's just the club blocking it. I hope that does not happen because we saw that with a couple other players. Same news on defenders, guys. Chelsea are monitoring Hakimi's situation at PSG. Obviously, Hakimi was linked to us last season, but his wife wanted PSG, so he went to PSG, and then he flopped at PSG. So would I take him? Absolutely not. I'm not going to take a secondary player like him. We on take my feelings as a player. I wouldn't mind him, but he's going to cost way too much. I wouldn't spend that money on a Hakimi for 60 million for him to be kind of a backup. Like I will go spend a 30 million for Cucurella, where if we need to ever play Cucurella, he can play on the right as well. Cucurella for 1 or 2 games. For me, when Hakimi chose, I said this as a tweet. Hakimi chose his wife over Chelsea. Let him stick to his wife, guys. Stay in Paris. Don't come to us because same thing with her. I'm not taking these second chances. Like you had your chance to join us, you didn't join us. Bad luck. We're not a charity. I know we call ourselves Charity FC, but we're not a charity. He hasn't done well, guys. He hasn't done well at all this season. He played 1 or 2 games at the start, and Morocco he did quite well, but then come back he did absolutely horrible. So I will not take him a second. I will not give him a second chance. He had his chance. He didn't want it. He chose his wife over Chelsea. Understandable, whatever, but suffer the consequences. You can stay at PSG, and it might hurt Reece's development. Maybe because for me, I think Reece is the most developing player in our squad. Like, I would we stop that like by bringing Hakimi? I'm all for competition. Like Chilwell, I'll bring in a Cucurella because Cucurella can compete with someone like Chilwell. But would I bring in a Hakimi to compete with Reece James? Because Reece James is miles clear. Possibly, I wouldn't mind it. But again, I'm not going to pay 65, 70 million for him. Plus, we already went from last season and he denied us. So. Yeah, Werner out, Pulisic out, Cho out. I would get Werner out 100%, Cho on a loan, but I will keep Pulisic. I think Pulisic stays anyway. Yeah, Karim Benzema is work rate's fantastic against the what. Karim Benzema is different to I think Lewandowski. Karim Benzema plays for the badge. He puts his heart out for the badge. You bring Lewandowski to Chelsea, he's not gonna do what Benzema does. We can compare. Oh, Benzema does this player, this 34. Lewandowski's not gonna come in and play like he was at Bayern at Chelsea. He's won everything already. He's gonna come here for a nice holiday in the beautiful town of London, and he's just gonna relax, and have a vacation because he's won everything. He's 34. He's not gonna come here and play for the badge. I want someone who comes here and plays for the badge. That's why I didn't really want like a Lukaku because he already came and played for the badge and then he left. I want to because Haaland is a player who would play for the badge. He puts his body on the line. That's why I don't like Werner. When I was seeing Werner pulling out of tackles and stuff like that, I don't like that stuff. But You put your body in front first. If you get injured, that's part of the game, you know. So I don't like when people back out of tackles because they're scared of getting injuries. You're playing for the badge. You're playing for the club. It's a big game, you know. Every time, you know, I remember we were drawing 1-1. Who was this to? Whoa, what team was it? Oh, it was the start of the year. I think Brighton. Were 1-0 up. I think we're 1-0 up, and they were giving us high intensity, and we needed a second goal. And Werner was just pulling out challenges second every time. I just did not like that, and I don't like players who don't play for the badge and put their body in front. So for me, again, Benzema is a fantastic player. He plays for the badge. Again, you remove him out of Madrid. Will he do that at a PSG? I don't think so. Will he do that at Chelsea? No way. He will only do that at Madrid. News out Lukaku's. Yep. Actually, we'll get into Lukaku now. I think Lukaku's the next slide now, which is so. This is from Fabrizio now. Actually, we'll finish off Lukaku. Where are we going to put James? Exactly. If Hakimi comes in, then I mean they challenge for a spot, but then that stops James' development. Like we're trying to develop James as a player. You know, I wouldn't stop that development of James because I think he can become a fantastic player. I'll get someone who can possibly swap out with him, but Hakimi is more of a competitive standpoint. I think Reece James is the only position I would not bring a player in to compete with. I think I'll bring him in for a backup. Every other position, I want players to come in and compete with. I want my left wing back. I want Cucurella to come compete with Chilwell, Kepa to compete with Mendy. You know, every player doesn't have a spot on that pitch except for Reece James because he is a developing player who's putting his heart into the club. So I would only keep Reece James as a spot where I would keep him. Other than that's why I wouldn't bring in a Hakimi. As I say, guys, because Hakimi would compete with James. I don't want someone to compete with James. I think that's the only position that's locked in. Need a backup for James. As for me, guys, I will still get a Cucurella because, again, guys, Cucurella can play left centre back. All right, we're going to back four. He plays left wing back. All right, Chilwell's there. If Reece is injured, he can go fill in as a right wing back for one game. You know, like he's very versatile, guys. So I would buy Cucurella 35 million and he plays in three positions. So I wouldn't mind that. They'll push for Hakimi if City's not going to buy James anyway. James isn't going to be leaving, guys. Like I saw something like that. I think Real Madrid are looking at guys. That's not true. Reece James is not leaving Chelsea. Like Mason Mount isn't. Like Havertz isn't. These players are not going to leave Chelsea. Reece James is stuck at Chelsea. If they want him, £600 million. No money because they're not going to get him. But onto Lukaku now, guys. We got Lukaku. That Fabrizio Romano came out and said Inter board will meet with Lukaku's lawyer in the coming hours. Belgium striker dreams of returning to Inter, but nothing has been discussed yet with Chelsea on formula, salary, and more. It's a really complicated deal as Chelsea paid £150 million euros for Rom 1 year ago. Guys, before we dive in, guys, everyone needs to like the stream now, guys. We've got 10 people in here. I want everyone to stop what you're doing, like the stream. Then we're going to continue. We're going to give you all the news on everyone's thoughts on Lukaku, guys. Let me know your thoughts, what you think about Lukaku here. But Kevin says, yeah, the news that look at Milan with Inter, but fee bad situation is a problem. And as we've just looked at it, guys, so it is a confusing situation right now. So we know Lukaku wants to go to Inter Milan. We know he wants to go back. You know, and no one on the Chelsea side is stopping it. It's more that the contract situations, it's the fee situation. Because you think Inter Milan will pay a fee for Lukaku, like a massive 80 to 90 million fee. So it's a very complicated situation because, as Fabrizio said, it's complicated as Chelsea paid already. We already paid 115 million euros, which I think 90 million pounds. So we paid that much for him to come for one season, and then you're gonna Inter want to pay that back. Will Inter pay that? I beg they do, but as I said, a Belgian striker dreams on returning to Inter. Dreams, but nothing been discussed yet with Chelsea on formula, salary, and more. So we know Lukaku wants to go. Now it's a matter of will Inter push for him to come. I really hope they do because I said this 15 minutes ago, guys. My main priority is selling Lukaku, right? If we don't sell Lukaku, it is what it is. You know, he stays here for another season. I'll be optimistic and see how he plays another season. But my main priority would be to see how he gets sold. That's number one. Again, if he stays, what can we do? Declare says, buy Lukaku. He wants him out of here. We got to declare as well. Lukaku already dreaming again. He dreams a lot. He does dream a lot. Lukaku, especially on the pitch.
How is the fee the issue? We owe them 7 million still. It should be easy to find a fee and wage is all part of the same thing. I mean, yeah, that's obviously a good factor there, but that's what I thought as well. But Frieza said we paid already 90 million. Oh, that's for the fee. So we still have owe them 70 million. Still. We haven't paid the full thing yet. That makes it easier then. So now it's, I think, what if we're looking at that now, because I thought the fee was the problem, but I think Declared's kind of said the statement that the fee is that we still owe them 70 million, which is good. We still haven't paid the full amount for him. So yeah, we can obviously probably take off a bit of that fee that we owe them. Let's say hopefully it's 68 million, 69 million. So that we only have to pay 1 more million to them or something, because I don't want to pay them any more money. But I think it comes down now to, would Chelsea want to get rid of him then? And I think the answer to that is yes. So if Lukaku is really pushing for a move, then it could happen. I was saying last week, I don't think it happens. I think he stays, because I would think no club to come and pay that money for him. But I think the best option would be for him to go back to Inter Milan, looking at the salary focus now that we still owe him 70 million. Because if he wants to go PSG have to pay 70 million for him. If he wants to go, I don't know, Dortmund, they have to pay that fee. With Inter Milan, we still have to owe them money, so we can have a deal there, which doesn't affect us and doesn't affect the striker going to the club. Learned the Lukaku payment from Chelsea, but has not really been completed. So that's good to know that we didn't pay that shitty amount of money. That was massive money. I didn't realize how much money that was until now when I think about it. Big up to Kevin and Lukaku with the poo emoji. And I think that's everyone's thoughts on him. He just hasn't. He never turned up. He never turned up. He didn't want to be here. And then I'll see him. He comes in, he scores one goal and a penalty, and he's on the bench. Like he really wants to win the game. Show that every single game. Then if I don't know. It's just something about him. He's a bit of a different player. So hopefully we get rid of him. I think there's some more news on him there. Yeah, obviously this is the time saying Lukaku playing talks with the new Chelsea owners as Inter Milan looks to take advantage of a striker's uncertain future. What do we do this, guys? Would we do this? Would we swap Lukaku, send to Inter Milan, and then get Lewandowski on a free? I think for me, I said the exact same thing yesterday, guys, for Lewandowski. I think I said this 15 minutes ago as well, guys. Lewandowski is a great player at Bayern. He's done wonders there. He goes in the history books as a striker, right? For Bayern, but he's played for the badge for 8-9 years. However, I think 2013, I think he joined. So he's been there for years and years, and then he's won everything, right? He's 34. Do you think Lewandowski leaves a Bayern in an easier league? Remember, guys, easier league where he's had it easy for 8 years. He's had the confidence for 8 years. Obviously they won a couple of Champions Leagues as well. Not denying that. But then wants to come join the hardest league in the world, where it's the most pressure, and a team that doesn't come first every season. I don't see it. And if he ever does come, I don't see him putting what he did at Bayern at Chelsea. Now, guys, I saw a stat the other day that I saw this years ago, months ago, that Lewandowski has never scored from outside the box as a striker for Bayern. That's quite concerning when you think about it. We look at the players, we compare players like Nkunku to Lewandowski. Lewandowski is a more of just a striker. You give him the ball, he puts it at the back of the net. Isn't that what Lukaku was for? That was for Lukaku. That was his job. And we just spent 100 million on that. A player who did well in a bad league, for attackers. So wouldn't it be the same for Lukaku? Again, we bring in Lukaku. He's not playing for the badge. He's not putting his heart out. He's coming in for a holiday. He's 34. I think Barca take him. It'd be fantastic at Barca. No worries need to be happening. He's in Barcelona. The beautiful weather there. He's got the beautiful beaches and everything. He's on a holiday there while playing, the thing he loves. So I think Barca will be the best deal for him. But I personally wouldn't take Lewandowski to Chelsea. If we get him, it is what it is. Yeah. But I don't think he comes in and fixes our solutions. That's for sure. He doesn't come in and fix our solutions. Yeah, 7 games. I would say maybe 3, 4. Lukaku still has 1 year. Is it 1 year, or is it 2023 or 2022 June? Let me have a look. 11 wants Barca. Yeah, he does. So hopefully he takes it. We got Kasim in the house. We got 2 Kasim. Where have you been streaming, man? I haven't seen Kasim streaming in a while. Hope you're well, Kasim. Let me know your thoughts. When are you streaming next as well? Let me know. I'll jump on. Haven't seen you stream in a while, because normally you stream around, it's a good time, 10 a.m. my time, and I can jump on before. But yeah, where have you been, man? Let me know. Big up to FaZe in the house is Vlahovic maybe, but I think he wants to Juventus. I would not take Vlahovic. He was an option last year. I wouldn't. I was kind of like, yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing Vlahovic. I think he was all right. I wouldn't mind to see him, but I think it's best that he went to Juventus because he's flopped there. And if he flopped to Juventus, what says he's going to come in the Premier League and do quite well. But no, I think he says I think Vlahovic is out of the picture. I think he's out of the picture for years and years and years now. Until he turns up in the city, hey, then he might come back in interest. Lewandowski. He's 33, he's 34 this year. So we'll get him when he's 34. He's yeah, I think it is next year, isn't it? Yeah, it is next year. So we'll have to pay a small fee for him as well. Probably what, 20 million maybe? Geez, he's won 10 German champions. How boring. No wonder why he wants to leave. 34 appearances, 35 goals, 4 assists. Again, like major stats. But how much do you think we'll pay for him? What, 20 million? No, not us in general, like anyone. How much do you think he's worth, guys? Because he was saying 50, but I don't think anyone pays 50 million for a 33 Lewandowski, But again, guys, I don't want to see my Chelsea. Hopefully, he goes Barca there. Would you take Dybala at Chelsea? No, I wouldn't take Dybala at Chelsea. I put the question up a couple of weeks ago. I was like, would I take him? Maybe. But I think looking at it deeply, I wouldn't. Again, the same kind of attitude. He hasn't really turned up in a couple of years. Maybe he can have a refresh in the Premier League, but if we can get him at cheap wages for a backup, maybe. But we're kind of inviting more dead wood. I don't want to invite more dead wood when we already have dead wood in our attack. If we get rid of Werner, Ziyech, Cho, and bring in Dybala, yeah, that's fine because we're clearing out some players. But I wouldn't bring him in right now. I wouldn't bring him in. 2025. Martinez from Inter Milan, I wouldn't bring him in either. Again, I wouldn't bring in a striker, guys. I wouldn't bring in a striker. I don't think a striker is what we need. We need a creative winger and a winger who can score, a winger who can cross, winger who can create. Because I don't want to say like, oh, Lukaku didn't get no service because yes, he did, and yes, he's very lazy on the pitch. But we don't have creative wingers. Like our wingers kind of, we have scored quite a lot of goals. I think it was 138 this year. We did score quite a lot of goals. Obviously, 7 against Norwich, 7 against Southampton, 7 against, here and there. But we scored a lot of goals. We did well. We did better than, I think the season before in terms of higher games, goal difference in general. I just went brain fog. What was I saying? Goals. That's a striker. Yeah. So I wouldn't bring in a striker because again, I don't think a striker comes in and fixes our problem. I think again, someone like a Dembele can come in and who can get assists, who can also score goals as a winger, someone who can create and score. Again, and in Nkunku, possibly a Rafinha. They're players who can score and shoot, score and create. Jesus, guys, I'm losing it already. So I wouldn't bring in a Martinez. I wouldn't bring in a Lewandowski. I wouldn't bring in a player who can just score. I want someone to come and score, but mainly create. Because I think we have a Havertz. I think Havertz, it's not the worst putting him in striker because he can shoot. I think when Havertz have the best shot on him, and if Lukaku does stay another year, we can possibly see a Lukaku maybe. I don't know. We don't get Lewandowski. He's looking for last week pay nothing to it. Yeah, I agree. I don't think I will bring in Lewandowski. I don't think it's needed in a sense. That's it. Be up to Newsflash. She's saying here, let's get 20 likes. How many likes? We run 14 likes. We got 10 people in here. I want 20 likes right now. Martinez is a good one, but I'm sure if Lukaku wants to go back, he wants him there too. Yeah, that's a good point as well. I think Martinez will stay with him. Is Inter Martinez a striker? Yeah, they normally play 2 up front. So they play like a 4. When Conte was there, they used to play 2 up front. We don't need creative wingers. We need a goal-scoring winger or agilist. Yeah, our wing-backs do crossing and stay wide. Exactly. We need someone who can create but score as well. But would we bring in someone like another Lukaku, like someone who can just score? He didn't fill in that role this season. And that's what I'm saying. Most strikers, like a Lewandowski, like a Martinez, like a Dybala, they kind of just score. They don't really create. I want someone who can create and score. And I'm giving examples to that. A Rafinha can come in. He can score and assist. A Dembele score an assist. Nkunku, if he's in for, if he plays like that, Nkunku, if he plays in the Bundesliga like he does in the Premier League, he can score every goal. And I was looking at his goals really in depth today, and I was looking at it, and his goals, they're goals that you don't see in the Premier League often. Like you see someone like Heung-min Son score those goals, where Nkunku would kind of take someone on and get a shot, take on the keeper, get a shot, and he needs a lot of space for it, and he needs a lot of space for it. Every time I see a goal, it'll be a one-on-one with the defender, and you always get past them. It's great. But can he do that in the Premier League? That's my question. Can he do that in the Premier League? If he can, sign him up. But only one way to find out if he comes in the Premier League. But I think his eyes on PSG, so I don't think he comes to Chelsea. Anyway, but you go. Still 10 people in here. We only got 16 likes. Let's get right now to 20 likes. Easy peasy squeezy. Kasim, I'm live today. Big up to Kasim. I'll be joining in. What time are you going to be live? Hopefully it's not like 4 a.m. or something on my days. But big up to you, Kasim. Appreciate you for you joining. Big up to Coach Corner. He says, Nkunku Bundesliga tax. And I agree. I think that's another. I said that yesterday as well. But again, there's a factor with every kind of person on LinkedIn. We've got Nkunku, Bundesliga tax, Dembele, injury prone, Rafinha, high price, might not leave thingy, Leeds. Like there's problems with kind of every attacker we're kind of linked with, and I don't like that. I don't like when there's problems already inbound. But we're in the situation where we kind of have to at times. Bang, this Dembele guy. I think we can get him because obviously he's on a free. He doesn't want to go PSG, and I don't think he's on a free. Can Barca afford his wages more? I don't know. So, and we're the only ones kind of aiming for him. He said in an interview. He said in an interview, Paris is my home. Paris is my home. Paris Saint-Germain is my home. It's my family. I always would love to return. So he's looking like he wants to return to PSG. Goku scored a hat trick against City though. Yeah, he did. It was a fantastic hat trick. But one game isn't gonna dictate it, and that's I always look at Klopp for that, Minamino, he killed it against Liverpool, and then they signed him and he flopped. Even Shaqiri, obviously he's had his times, he did Van Dijk and all that, but I look at recently Minamino banged out against when they versed Liverpool and he signed him. I'm moving mad when the transfer when they're linked to everyone. Leeds, really? I don't think Leeds buys anyone. To be honest, anyone big. Maybe they can get away with some big players, maybe. But I haven't seen any links from Leeds. Good. Liga players, they might have some potential. Liga is Liga the Portuguese league? What league is this? Romanian league? What? I'm not sure what the Liga is. Maybe if you're saying La Liga, yeah, there's some La Liga potentials. Barcelona have them all. Pedri, Gavi, Ansu Fati. They're ballers. Cucurella was one of them as well a couple of years ago. So that's an example of a player there. I think another guy, Miranda, I think he's at Hoffenheim on loan, but Miranda's quite good as well. He's on loan, but he's a Barcelona player. But again, I want to on the point of Nkunku again, just quickly, I want to just say it again that Nkunku is a fantastic player in Bundesliga. The goals he scores are fantastic, but it's goals I never see in the Premier League. It's because you don't have that space in the Premier League. You just don't. And the goals he needs, when he scores it, he needs a lot of space to dribble. He needs a lot of space to take on. Because when he scores his goals, he uses his pace and he uses his skills. He'll dribble, take on the player, shoot and get the goal. And that's the player I want. I want someone who can create their own goals. But can he do that in the Premier League? It's the same thing with Ousmane Dembele as well, Can he do that in the Premier League? And I've been looking at that recently. Can these players come in from their parent leagues and do that in this league? Maybe. We'll come back to that, but we'll go on some more kind of already in tight spaces when he receives it. He makes that space though. When the goals I was watching, what's the ones against City? What's the ones that I was just watching goals? Big up to everyone who's just joined, guys. Everyone like the stream right now. Is he'll go on the left flank and or the right, take on a player, shoot the goal. Take on the keeper, shoot a goal. And he uses that direct wing and then cuts in. I think it's quite good. But will that chance be in the Premier League? I mean, again, I can't dictate Nkunku at all. Still, I haven't watched him play. I watched him once against Man City, like everyone did, and from there, I think we all kind of dictate he's a fantastic player. But I still got to watch more of Nkunku. Nkunku's, I can't dictate from one highlight video. You know, I hate when people do that, and I'm not going to dictate about it. But I'm going to keep watching him. I'm going to keep an eye on him. But Bundesliga's finished, man. Like nothing's happening. Big up to Liam in the house. Liam, appreciate you joining. Hope you're well, man. Big up to Coach Chiller as well. Chelsea Perspective, who is live after this, guys. As you guys know, I've been putting the link in the stream to go to his channel after, and you guys have been joining as well. Some of you telling me you've been enjoying the streams from him as well, so I appreciate from that. And when I finish this stream, guys, I'm gonna put the link in. You guys can join his stream as well. Kounde announcing this weekend, probably. Actually, let's see if Tiggs has said anything. Tiggs is the guy who does the videos. He normally kind of says stuff from time to time again. Let's double check. He did it last time where he made the Kounde video. The Kounde video was done for the announcement. But remember, they put out recently. Yeah, big up to you, coach. Big up to you. Hope you are well, my man. Big up to Ezekiel. He says Nkunku will be a better option in the attack. And again, I'm all for everyone's. I think in the attacking position, everyone's gonna have different opinions on it. I think there's some great players there. Like I guess Dembele. Let me go to this. I said Dembele, Rafinha, Nkunku, they're all kind of similar players. I wouldn't mind any of them, but I'm giving my reasons for why I might not want Nkunku, might want this. The only players I don't want is a Lewandowski, a Gnabry, or a Sterling, because I think those are the players who don't come in and fix anything, in my opinion. I think the Nkunkus, the Dembele, and the Rafinha are players who come in and fix our team. It's just that if they're playing that same form they did at their parent club, Sterling could be in the best form of his life, probably doesn't come fix it in. Lewandowski will never be the same form he's in at Bayern at Chelsea. And Gnabry, yeah, I think he's done. That was in German. Oh, youth talents in the Premier EPL. What was your question before? You said there might be a lot of it could be so. Obviously, in the Prem, Cucurella himself, he's a great youngster. There's so many youngsters who are in the Prem, but it's that we don't really go for them anyway. Shit, my headphones. Oh my god, my headphones stuck under my chair. Bear with me, guys, 1 second. Okay, there we go. The call was stuck under the chair. Fucking, this call too long. The goals I saw were over the top balls, and he scores the goals. He scores the goals. Yeah, the ones I saw were dribblings and all that. But again, I'm not going to dictate over the goals he scores. I'm looking at some people's player profiles on him, see what they think of him. If we get Dembele, I can't see any other forwards coming in. Can we get a Dembele or a Rafinha in Nkunku? Probably not. I said I think we only get one attacker, and the most attacker we're linked to right now is Ousmane Dembele. So I think Ousmane Dembele comes in, but we're on Kounde, guys. Kounde right now. Chelsea, I'm out of breath from doing that. Jesus. Chelsea have already a verbal agreement with Jules Kounde. Sevilla are preparing a quick deal as it is the aim to balance their books before June 30th. There is optimism from all parties. It will get done this time. That is some great news to hear because, as we know, guys, last season we did not get it done. And it was a shame. Last 2 days, he was supposed to be here. As I said, that Tiggs guy made the announcement video, and he never came. So it was upsetting that he never did that. But again, this year it's looking highly promising that he is coming to the bridge, and all parties are optimistic. It's looking like he's coming. It obviously came to London the other day. People don't know what for. And I think it looks like it's a done deal. I think it's the first signing we possibly make. And coach says, Kounde, here we go tomorrow. Hopefully it is tomorrow. I mean, I was hoping to wake up today, but I think but they said before June 30th. But when, can we sign him and then he comes in June 30th and we can put the deal June 30th? But it's in a month time. So I don't want to be waiting 1 month to hear about Jules Kounde. I want to hear it soon. Be at the phase, man. Take care, phase. Hope you're well. See you in the next stream. which will be live probably on the weekend. But yeah, I don't know. Again, Kounde, we all know Kounde. We said it 1,000 times. He's a fantastic player. He must be coming in. You know, high talent. And the wages is not even that bad. I thought we were going to pay 85, 80 for him, but we're only paying 55, 60. And that's, for me, that's an absolute bargain for him. Guys, we've got 15 people in here, guys. I want everyone right now smash the like buttons. Now, let's hit 25 likes right now, guys. And we'll get into the next topic, guys. As everyone wants to hear some more news we got coming. Let me know your thoughts on Lukaku. Let me know your thoughts on Kounde. Everyone we've discussed today, who you want to see at Chelsea, who you want to go. Let me know that. And do like, subscribe if you haven't already, guys, because smash that like button right now. And then we've got, obviously, next to him is Ousmane Dembele. We know Ousmane Dembele is pushing. We just spoke about him now, but he is pushing to sign. Chelsea are pushing to sign Ousmane Dembele as a free agent. The only thing is, guys, how much do you think his wages will be? Because right now, let's double check before I say it. Because at Barcelona, his wages are 250k euros a week. He said he wanted more money. So can we possibly dip it down to 230, 210, 200 euros or 200 pounds a week? I hope we can, because I wouldn't want to be structuring our wage gap, our wage structure, and giving him 350, 400k a week. So that's not going to be worth it at all. But again, we don't have to pay a fee for him, which is great, because Barca will be wanting probably 65, 70 million for him, knowing them. I know. It's hard to know how much the truth of business Lukaku talk. It is, there are some ups and downs on it. Obviously, just look at it from what he's done. So what he's done is he's sacked his manager, his agent, and he's now looking for a new agent. His agent wanted him to stay at Chelsea. That's why he sacked him. Lukaku's looking to go back to Inter. That's, I think, 100% Lukaku's motive. He wants to go back to Inter. Now he gets a new agency, and now his lawyer is going to Milan right now. So we could possibly hear from his lawyer, whatever his lawyer is saying, probably today, coming hours. He said this an hour ago, so probably 3-4 hours. He might come out of that interview, and maybe he comes down and says, you know what, Lukaku's looking to come to Inter, and he goes, all right, well, try and get him to come. And if Lukaku wants to go, Chelsea want to let him go, then it can be a done deal. They can just take some money off the money we owe them for him, and we could all go our separate ways. Because, again, yes, there is obviously some truth to it. Maybe there's some isn't. But looking at what he's done, he sacked his agent who wanted him to stay at Chelsea, and then gets a new agent. So I think it makes, and a new agent wanted him to stay at Chelsea, and Lukaku obviously wants to leave. So just look at it that way. See what you think about it from there. Let me just see if there's any more kind of news about Lukaku. This is a good point. We'll see maybe if there has been, the interview's been done. Maybe we've seen something new we don't know of. Maybe we're hearing right now that he is leaving as we speak. Imagine. But yeah, guys, he looks like it's not saying he's set to leave. It's more, he's Tchouaméni, guys, as well, guys. Tchouaméni. I just actually realized this. Breaking news, Tchouaméni. Real Madrid and Monaco in the process of reaching an agreement around the sum of 100 million plus bonuses in the next coming days. Is this real? Is this fake? I'm not sure. This is from a journalist. Whatever. Let's just look at it and kind of talk about it, guys. We missed out again on Tchouaméni, another player we missed out on highly. It's such a shame, guys. Who comes in and fixes our midfield now? For me, Tchouaméni was probably the only midfielder who comes in and fixes it. He has the physicality, he has the skills, he has the mentality. Right? I don't see him going in Madrid and playing on right on the pitch. He has to develop Real Madrid for a bit. He's not going to go and start. Like Camavinga is not starting playing Madrid yet. If you want to start in football in the best league in the world, come to Chelsea. But it's looked like he is going to go to Madrid, which is a shame. We'll miss out on a great play right here. And guys, who comes and fixes our midfield from now? I don't know who comes and fixes our midfield from this. We can all talk Declan Rice maybe comes and fixes it, but he's going to be 120 mil. Kamara's gone to Aston Villa. Bissouma's 60 mil at the moment he's been priced at, and I don't think we'll go for him just because of what he's been happened recently. So who do we get, guys? Who do we get? I hope we'll probably go for Bissouma. Bissouma is the only option we get, if not Tchouameni. But big up to Y1B. Hope you're well, man. We have to let me know your thoughts on the Lukaku thoughts, and obviously we got Tchouameni here right now. And yeah, I mean, not a lot of breaking news this morning. Thought there would have been a bit more, but to remember is I think he's definitely going to Madrid. I think it's a shame that he is. I think he would have done way better at Chelsea, but it's again Marina tax. Instead of going for Tchouameni, we went for Saul. Like we didn't. Monaco didn't want to do because we wanted to buy him and loan him off at Monaco. That was our dream to do that. But Monaco didn't want to buy him and just loan him for another year at Monaco. They didn't want that. They wanted you buy him, you pay 80 million for him, or it was no, you pay 55 million for him, or go home. Chelsea didn't want to pay that. They wanted to pay 40 and they get a loan. Then they never accepted it. They never exceeded to their matches. They never continued. They say here's our price. You want it, take it. We don't want to do loan. Chelsea never went for him. We never paid 55 million for him, however much that sum was. Now that sum's doubled. Now that sum's 100 million, 40 million, 80 million, whatever it is. So now he's going to go to Madrid for 100 million, and it's now doubled. So we've missed out again. And what does he do at Madrid? He's going to kill it in a couple of years if he do. Because as I said, I don't think he starts right now, but he could have came in and started us. If he goes and we need, if he goes, then we need to know in time, as it won't be easy. And in 100%, and I think it's done, and I don't think we've ever been kind of eyeing him this summer. And again, it makes me upset. Like Liverpool and Madrid were the only ones kind of linked with him. We were never linked with him coming towards the last 2 weeks. We can't distance ourselves from him. So it makes you question, what are we doing in our midfield? Don't blame Marina for signing so she ain't a scout. No, not Marina's fault. It's that we didn't go for Tchouameni. Marina didn't want to pay that money for, or not Marina herself, but that the board. They've obviously Marina's the executive face of the board. So you look at Marina and go, why didn't she pay that money for Tchouameni? And the scouts go, oh look, Saul, we've been looking at him since 2017. Well, it's the reason why we've been looking at him in 2017, never went for him, because he didn't show up. But I wouldn't blame Marina herself. I would blame her team and obviously herself, but not as an individual, as a group, for not going and spending that 55, 40, whatever the money was. I forgot for Tchouameni, because whatever it is, it's doubled. Whatever the amount is, it's doubled. And it is a shame because, again, as Liam says, like, who do we go for now? Like, who do we go for? And it makes me question our midfield. What are we going to do in our midfield? We still don't have an official DM. We have Jorginho, who's our only semi DM, but he's more of a sitting. He's not really a DM who pushes up. He's more of a sitting DM, sitting midfielder, you kind of say. Sangare, Tuchel likes Sangare. Me either. Don't know much about him either. Tuchel wants him. Possibly have to get him again, but it's like we're just downgrading from Tchouameni to Sangare to Rice to Bissouma's on a downgrade, but it's like we're not at the same level as a Tchouameni. Because again, Tchouameni would have been the best midfielder option we can get. Tchouameni, Kounde, Ousmane Dembele. Imagine that. Imagine them three, those three French boys in our team. They would absolutely kill it. 100%. Again, like, would we pay 100 million for him at Tchouameni? I think we were going for 80 million. That was the price. Um, let's see what Simon Phillips says about Lukaku. He says he's super hungry. He did everything to take his chance and make it happen. He was actually very important that it was his desire to rejoin Chelsea and finish the project and story at Chelsea in the way he wanted. Too much to show on Lukaku sign. Obviously, that didn't happen because we all know what happened there. It was just him. It was just the way he kind of ended it off. Like in January, he did that interview. No one ever said him to do that interview. Did it, took it to heart. Didn't then got an injury and then just didn't try to keep pursuing his dream. He just stopped. I'm seeing if there's any more Man United now in the news. More news. Vince comes out with some breaking news here that came out an hour ago. I don't want to kind of rip your news, guys. I'm just going to get some more news, see if there's anything new before we kind of go in the last topic. And he said, according to L'Equipe, Chelsea could be the first club to make an offer for Nkunku, and it could happen soon. So we're going to go for an Usman and Nkunku. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how I think about this news, but yeah, guys, everyone do smash the like button. We still got 11 people in here, 18 likes. I want us to hit 25, guys. Easily 25 likes if you haven't already, guys. Smash the like button. It's free. One click away. Supports me, helps everyone that watches as well. But yeah, do we go for an Nkunku as well? Obviously, Sport Witness comes out from a lit equipped, which I guess is a French, by the sounds of it, French outlet, even though it's from the Bundesliga. But yeah, can we go for now two attackers? We were just saying now we go for one of them, but now we're looking at two. We'll see how true that news is there. But obviously, guys, there's the chance of Gnabry. Gnabry is looking to leave Bayern. I personally wouldn't go for him. I don't think he would again be the one who comes and fixes our problems. That's not good news. I don't think he comes and fixes our problems. I think he's a player who would be switched out for someone like who will come in and kind of just stale our progress. I don't think he makes an improvement. I don't think he negatively drops it. I think he just makes nothing new. So I wouldn't go and spend that money for someone who doesn't provide more than what we have. Fabrizio Romano comes out with some Chelsea news saying Chelsea board knows since long time that Marcos Alonso wants to leave the summer. They've prepared to let him go. Discussions on the fee will take place soon. Marcos has a verbal agreement on personal terms with Barcelona since April up to the club. Wow, guys, so we've just learned now that Marcos Alonso, it's up to him and Chelsea if he wants to leave. Would we sell him, guys? Is this the final time to sell him? For me, I would 100% get rid of him. I think this is it. This is the perfect time to get rid of him. I think he's done quite well this season. And he came in, he did his job this season. No one's not denying that, but he's just, we all know him, guys. He's not a consistent player, so I would not get him. I'll keep him in the sense of that. Paris Saint-Germain. I'm just thinking of I keep saying because I'm just reading some stuff, guys. West Ham are paying the fee for Arola, so they're going to pay that for the second keeper. So that means we're not going to be going for Arola. That someone said that yesterday. And yep, contract between Real Madrid and AS Monaco will continue next hours. AS Monaco are not accepting. I can't even see it. Shit, are not accepting less than 18 million. PSG is still waiting. Still there waiting. Why is PSG waiting? So 80 million for Tuchel again, guys. I would pay that money if I was Chelsea. I would pay that money. I don't know why we're not going for him. It makes no sense. Like, what are we doing? If we're not going for him, let's be linked with someone else. But what are we doing in our midfield problem? What are we doing? It confuses me. Yes, guys, let's get to 370. Appreciate February. Appreciate you joining. Man, appreciate you liking, subscribing, telling everyone to appreciate that so much. We will need the two if Ron goes, but Nkunku is no replacement for Ron unless Tuchel is going to play Kai from full time. Agreed. Would Broja be in that point as well? Would he come back as our backup? Because let's say this: we sell Werner and we sell Lukaku. That means Dembele is Werner's replacement and Nkunku is Lukaku's replacement. But then we're going to bring in Broja as well. So yeah, it's kind of confusing actually how that works. Because yeah, who would be our striker? Yeah, we play him full time, and maybe we go like Manchester City. We don't play with a striker. We put a Pulisic up front. He kind of just sits like a false sense. It doesn't work. I don't know. Without players, it doesn't work. And Kugel can be a backup striker. Possibly, it can possibly work. Again, if he plays like he does in the Bundesliga and the Premier League, 100% will work. But will he have that confidence? Will he have that? Like, just remember, Bundesliga, it's a bit of an easier league. You have so much more confidence there. So much more confidence. You come in the Premier League, the confidence just restarts itself. Like, again, that's why minimal players come in and bang out. Like, the recent two players, I would say, is Fernandez and someone like Diaz are the only two players who comes and just bangs it out. The rest, we have to give them time. We got to, see how they play. Name me another player. I want to see if there's anyone else that kind of came in and banged it. straight away recently, like this season, last season. I'm not sure. Berger would have to say. And yeah, we're obviously looking to sell Berger as well, so that could be a problem as well because I wouldn't want to sell Berger. I think Berger is quite good. But I saw actually, guys, Gallagher, guys. What do we do on Gallagher? Because I'm looking quite at his stats and I'm saying maybe he's not the best idea. I'm not gonna say I want Gallagher in until the Premier League thingy comes out. Until we play him in our team in the Premier League preseason. Because let's look at it. I wanna share my screen. I wanna bring this stat up about Gallagher. I wanna know what you guys think about it. It's Gunnar Gallagher's scanning reports, and they're not the best. They're not the best, guys. When you look at it, um, shots total, he takes per 90 minutes, he takes one shot a game. Barely assist, 36 passes, 76 pass accuracy, which isn't the best. You look at Jorginho's, he's 91, 89. I think it's even higher. Progressive passes, it's 3 a game. Like, is this like looking at the stats? It's not looking good to a sense. And I remember, Palace fans were saying that yes, he's fantastic first half of the season, but he just kind of dropped off a bit. He didn't really come back to that scoring and a creative player he was. He kind of dropped off. So the thing I'm gonna go on Gallagher is let him come into Chelsea. Let's see how he does in the preseason. If Tuchel likes what he sees in the preseason, let's keep him. But other than that, I'll loan him again. Give up to Yuma as well. Yuma, hope you're well. Let me know your thoughts on all the transfers going on. If you're new, do like, subscribe, post notifications, turn it on, guys. Most important, guys, turn the bell on, guys. Messi should come back to Chelsea. Nah. And also Gilmore, guys. Gilmore came out. Okay, so last week, one of Gilmore's family member came out and said that Gilmore doesn't want to sit on the bench. He doesn't want a loan. He wants first team football. So we have two options, guys. Let's say hypothetically he said that because that's what someone close to him said. I don't know if it's true, but obviously we spoke about that yesterday. Declared's in the chat. We spoke about that on what's it called? On whose stream was it? Lewis's stream. And we heard that obviously Gilmore doesn't want doesn't want another loan. He wants first team football. So for me, it's like, would we give him first team football? No. I think we sell him this season if he doesn't want to go on another loan because I don't think he's ready personally. I want to know what everyone thinks. Is Gilmore ready to come back? If we use your measurement, Matt, it's Crystal Palace tax. No, I say Bundesliga tax and here we go, Crystal Palace tax. Yeah. Crystal Palace tax, yeah, blah, 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 rubbish. But he again, he's in the Premier League. Declared he should be doing well there. But I'm just showing the reports here. Again, my theory is always been the same. I don't care if he's got 15,000 goals, for Crystal Palace. I want to see how he comes in and does well at Chelsea. I've been saying that, for months. So I hope we can see that from him. I hope we see him come in and we can dictate from there. If he comes in, he bangs in the preseason, we can have a chat. We can see what Tuchel likes about him. But it comes to Tuchel, comes to what we've done in the summer, because I would make our transfers first. I wouldn't make our transfers around players like Gilmore and Gallagher, Bojo and all that. I would make transfers first and then slot them in if there's room. That's how I would do it. I wouldn't build around them. I wouldn't. Now let's not sign this player because we got Gallagher. I wouldn't do that personally. I will go. Let's sign this player and we keep Gallagher as a second option for that. If Gallagher comes good, then we can remove this player with this player. We have to see Hashi says if we sell Gilmore, we'll end up regretting it. That's a good point. Will we possibly regret it? There's a chance we could, but it's like, Hashi, would you do this? Would you? So obviously he said, or not him, he said, but a family member close to him said that he wants to play in a first team football. He doesn't want a loan. So it's either Chelsea keeps him, plays him in the Chelsea football team, or we sell him because we can't loan him. So what do? We play him in the first team football. Now, if he goes up to Tuchel and says that, Tuchel's going to turn around and go, get the hell out of my club. Because you can never prioritize game time. If you're good enough, you're going to play on that pitch. If you're not good enough, you sit on the bench. It doesn't matter how you feel. So again, I don't think it's good enough for our team right now. Showing what he's at Norwich, I wish he can come in and bang it out, but will he? He did well. I agree. The previous season, but remember he went through an injury. Hasn't been playing last previous season. Maybe he can come in and go back to his ways, but it's a massive risk. It's a risk both ways. It's a risk selling him, and it's a risk putting him in the team. But I really don't think he's good enough at this moment to be starting football. So I'm not gonna. I'm not. And it's not gonna take ransom. It's ransom. Start me in the team while I'm leaving. Okay, leave. Like it's not really up to us anymore. It's up to him, and it's not up to Tuchel. It's up to if does Tuchel want him in first team football, and I think he's gonna say no to that. I don't think he's shown enough recently. That loan spell was a failure. You know, still see him in being a squad member as all young players job off over season. That's normal. Again, 100%. That's normal. I think he's that loan was a mishap for him. It wasn't the best. I will loan him out again. I wouldn't. I would not stun him, and I would not keep him. I would loan him out again. I'm not saying no to the loan. It's that he's someone close to. Let me bring it up, guys, so you guys can see it actually. That might be better. But it's not that we're making it. It's not that we're gonna dictate it. It's that he is now saying I want to play first team football, but we can't guarantee him in first team football because he hasn't shown anything recently to earn first team football. So because David Edgar, close with Billy Gilmour's family, has said that he doesn't want to do another loan at Chelsea and will leave Chelsea permanently if Tuchel doesn't offer him game time next season. Okay, so if we look at it, if we don't sign any midfielders, we'll have to call him back. We have to. But I suggest signing a DM. Now, if we sign a DM, we say we sign someone, I don't know who it is, Sangara, whatever. He's not going to get first team football because we've got Jorginho as a set backup option. If we don't sign, because I would have personally kept Gilmour for this season. I would have kept Gilmour for this season. I would have kept him in after him this season. He could have showed something this season. When we need him, but unfortunately we loaned him. That was a mistake we made. But he needs another loan for him to come and show that he has first team quality. Oh, Gallagher's who you meant. Oh, okay. But it's the same thing. It's the same thing with both players. Even with Gallagher. Gallagher's a player. He's done decent at Palace. He dropped off a little bit. He needs to come in and prove he earns first team football. If he doesn't, he goes back on loan. Or possibly sell him because how old is he? Gallagher. There's a lot of Gallaghers. 22. He's going to be 23 next year. So he's still quite young. I would give him one more loan. Does one more loan, maybe bring him in for half a season. I don't know how I see. But at this moment, what I'm saying at this moment is for someone like Gallagher, I would bring him in, and Gilmour, bring him in preseason, dictate how they're playing preseason. If Tuchel likes what they see, keep him. But at this moment, Gilmour is not going to come in this team and instantly get first team football. Same as Gallagher. And yeah, for Billy, it's another loan in my opinion. I agree, it's another loan. Another loan in my opinion as well. But guys, we still got 10 people in here, guys. We're one like off 20, guys. That's all like to stream right now. So we can hit that target. We've gained 3 subs today, so I appreciate everyone for doing that recently. Let me just but I'm gonna finish off, guys. Been the hour, guys. I just do an hour and then I dip, because I can only do an hour. But I'm going to possibly be back streaming maybe Friday. If not Friday, maybe Saturday. But guys, here's a link to Coach Chiller's stream, guys. So go over to Coach Chiller's stream, Chance Perspective, say you're from me, and go check him out. He's obviously going to be talking more transfers, guys. He's got some probably more breaking news as well. But I'd like to stay here longer, but I can't. I'll probably be on Gems later, maybe Coach Chiller's later, someone's stream later. I'll be on for a little bit while I'm eating or something. I'll probably jump on someone else's there. But other than that, guys, appreciate everyone for joining. I'll see you guys. Where's the thing? I'll see you guys in the next one. Appreciate everyone for joining. Liam, Hashi, Umar for being declared, for being here to the end. Fairboy, Coach's Corner. Obviously, there's a lot more people who joined, but obviously you guys stayed here to the end. You came from the start. Appreciate everyone for joining. I'll see you guys next one. Peace.